Hello, my name is Henry. Have you ever wondered which countries tourists love to visit every year? I bet you can't guess all of them. So, if you want to have some fun, comment down below which ones you think are on the list and see if you're right. Today, we're going to find out what are 7 countries that get millions and millions of tourists each year, and you might be surprised by a few of them. Now, the first country on our list has a lot of history, great shopping, and some of the best tea traditions in the world. Every year, around 37 million people visit this place, which is crazy because it only has about 67 million residents. This country is the United Kingdom. Travelers love coming here for the rich history, the castles, and the cool weather. London is super famous, with spots like Buckingham Palace and Big Ben. Travelers usually also go shopping on Oxford Street or take pictures near the London Eye. The food scene has gotten a lot better too. Fish and chips is still a classic, but people also love trying pies, simple roasts, and lots of afternoon tea snacks. The UK can feel pricey, especially in London, but there are budget options like small hotels and street food. The weather can be pretty rainy and cloudy, but it feels cozy. The UK has a great mix of old and new, but sometimes it feels a little crowded in the big cities. One famous place tourists love is London, but a hidden gem is Bath. Bath is a smaller city with Roman baths, cute streets, and a slower vibe. Bath feels like stepping back in time and is way more relaxed than London. Now, let's move on, and the next country is one that has beautiful beaches and some of the best tacos you will ever eat. About 42 million tourists visit this next country every year, even though it has about 126 million residents. Welcome to Mexico. People come for the warm beaches, colorful cities, and amazing food. Cancun and Playa del Carmen are super famous because of their beautiful beaches and all-inclusive resorts where people usually relax by the water with a drink in hand. The food is a huge part of the experience, with simple and tasty dishes like tacos, tamales, and churros. Mexico is very affordable if you stay away from the super touristy areas. The weather is sunny almost all year, but it can get really hot in the summer. One thing that you can expect is Mexico feels very friendly and lively, but you should also stick to the safe tourist areas just in case. Now, Cancun is the big name everybody knows, but a hidden gem is Guanajuato. It's a colorful mountain town with winding streets and cute little plazas where people sit and drink coffee. It feels like a storybook and has way fewer tourists than the beach cities. Now, the next country on the list has some of the most beautiful mosques and markets you can imagine. Around 55 million people visit every year, which is a lot when you think about the 85 million people who live there. Now, let's talk about Turkey. People come here for the history, the markets, the food, and the amazing coastlines. Istanbul is the big city where people usually go to see the Hagia Sophia, Blue Mosque, and Grand Bazaar. Food is simple but full of flavor, with kebabs, baklava, and the Turkish tea being travelers' favorites. Turkey can be pretty affordable compared to a lot of Europe. Hotels, food, and transport can be very cheap if you are smart about it. The weather can get really hot in the summer, but spring and fall are great times to visit. Turkey also has some of the friendliest people that you'll ever meet, and the mix of Europe and Asia in one country makes it super interesting. Istanbul is the big star, but a hidden gem is Mardin. It's an old city built on a hill with stone houses and incredible views over the plains of Mesopotamia. It can feel like a magical place right out of a movie. Next, we're heading to a country known for its pizzas, pasta, and incredible old cities. Every year, around 57 million people visit, and it has about 58 million people living there, so almost as many visitors as locals. Welcome to Italy. People usually come for the art, history, food, and beautiful countryside. Now, the big name for this country is Rome. Famous places like the Colosseum, Vatican, and Trevi Fountain, where tourists usually throw a coin in and make a wish. The food is also something people always talk about, with simple and amazing dishes like pizza, pasta, and gelato. Who wouldn't love these dishes? And Italy can also be affordable if you stay in smaller towns and stay in guest houses and avoid the big hotels. Summer can get very hot and crowded, but spring and fall are usually nicer and less busy. Italy is like a living museum, and every street feels like a postcard. Now, Rome gets a ton of attention, but a hidden gem is Matera. Matera is a town with houses built right into the rocks and has a really unique look. It feels quiet and special compared to the busy tourist spots. Now, get ready, because the next country has some of the biggest and most famous cities in the world. About 67 million people visit this next country, even though around 333 million people live there. Welcome to the United States. People love coming here because there's just so much to see. You have big cities, national parks. New York City is probably the most famous place in America besides like Hollywood, Las Vegas. And people usually visit Times Square, Central Park, and Statue of Liberty when they come to New York. The food is diverse. But you have classic things like burgers, hot dogs, pancakes. But you also have pizza and a mix of Chinese food, Asian food, Italian food. And people do say it can be expensive in the big cities, but there are a lot of cheap places too if you travel outside the usual tourist traps. And the weather depends on where you go. You have everything from snowy winters to hot deserts. Traveling in the US feels like visiting many countries at once because it's so big and different in every region. New York is the big, famous city, but a hidden gem is Asheville in North Carolina. It's a small city in the mountains with cool cafes, art, and beautiful hiking trails. People say that it feels like a creative and peaceful place compared to the busy cities. And now we're going to a country that has beaches, sunny weather, and amazing parties almost all year long. 85 million people visit here every year, which is huge compared to its 47 million residents. Say hello to Spain. Travelers love coming for the warm beaches, historic cities, and tasty food. Barcelona is a city that usually most people visit, and you see famous places like Sagrada Familia and walk down Las Ramblas. The food is pretty simple, but you have some fun and delicious dishes like paellas, tapas, and churros. Spain is affordable if you skip the touristy spots and find local bars, small hotels, or even hostels. Luckily, the weather is warm and sunny most of the year. Unfortunately, it can get really hot though. Spain can feel very relaxed, friendly, and full of life, especially in the evening when everyone goes out for dinner late. The big city that people visit is Barcelona, but a hidden one is Ronda. Ronda is a town set on cliffs with a famous old bridge and amazing views. Many travelers say Ronda feels peaceful and gives a real Spanish feeling without the huge crowds. Now, it's time for a country that gets the most tourists in the entire world. Every year, about 100 million people visit, and it has around 68 million people living there. So it actually gets more tourists than locals. Welcome to France. Travelers come for the romance, the history, the art, and of course, the delicious, delicious food. Paris is a city that comes to everyone's mind when they think of France. You have everything you need there: Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and little cafes where tourists go and sit and just people watch. You have delicious but simple foods like croissants, baguettes, and crepes. So there are a lot of reasons why people love going to France. Now, France can be pricey, especially in Paris. There are smaller towns that you can opt for to get a much cheaper experience, but just as beautiful, if not even more beautiful. And the weather there is mild most of the year with cool winters and warm summers. And France definitely feels magical, but also it can feel super overcrowded. There's so much tourism happening there, especially in Paris. Now, Paris is obviously the big, famous city, but if you want a hidden gem, Annecy is a great option. It's a beautiful town by a lake with canals and mountains all around. This town can feel like a fairy tale and is way more chill than Paris. Now, which one of these countries would you want to visit next? Or maybe you've already been to a few of them. Let me know in the comments because I love hearing about your travel stories. Have you ever wanted to travel in America? Are you curious about what America is like? I have a video recommending the best places you should visit. And just a heads up, I don't think you should visit Times Square. Maybe just once. I have a lot of options I think you should opt for that are just as beautiful and you'll never forget.